Philadelphia 76ers are one of the most interesting teams in the NBA, and while having a very interesting season with all the injuries and suspensions to some key players, they have been all over the gaff. However, in my opinion, they are still a terrifying team for whoever they face in the NBA playoffs. Hello everyone and welcome back to Step Back with Zach, and in today's video I want to talk about how sneaky scary the Philadelphia 76ers actually are. So as it stands, the 76ers are currently the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference and have a record of 43-36. They are 14th in points per game, 20th in rebounds, and 28th in assists. So really not great stats there. They do average the 6th least amount of turnovers per game, which is really good. They are 7th in steals, primarily because of Tyrese Maxey, and they are 3rd in blocks as well. They are 19th in field goal makes, only 23rd in percentage, which is gross, 21st in three-point field goal makes, again, 23rd in percentage, and 5th in free throws made per game, and 4th in percentage. They are also very average when it comes to advanced stats. They are 15th in offense, 17th in defense, and 19th in overall net rate. Do you mind? And 19th in net rating. So it's pretty damn average, as that 43-36 record tells us. But what is it that makes me more confident in the Philadelphia 76ers than probably a lot of people? It's because this team is still really good. Like, they do have a lot of really good pieces in Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Joel Embiid. That is a really solid 4-player rotation or core or whatever. A very important thing that you guys have to keep in mind is that Joel Embiid has missed 41 games this year. Paul George has missed 45, 25 of which include a suspension from the NBA due to the anti-drug policy or whatever the hell. Kelly Oubre's missed 32 games himself. Tyrese Maxey has missed 12, and VJ Edgecombe and Quentin Grimes have missed 7 each. So that's a lot of missed time from the most important players on the 76ers. When Joel Embiid is playing, we know that he is not who he was when he won his MVP in 2023. That's undeniable. But what Joel Embiid can provide for you on offense just by being on the court is up there with some of the league's best. The thought of what Joel Embiid can potentially do to your team is scary. So that alone is going to bring a lot more defensive attention to him. He's going to put whoever is guarding him in foul trouble more often than not because he is an incredible foul drawer. The 76ers are also 24-14 when Embiid is playing this year. He is averaging 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 49% from the field. Now, that's a bit low because he has struggled with his three-point shooting this year. However, the Sixers are 8 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court. And like I said just before, he has some of the league's best gravity, meaning that he pulls so much attention from the defense, which means that the players around him are going to get much more open shots than they otherwise would. When Joel Embiid is on the court, the Philadelphia 76ers have an offensive rating of 121, which, if let's just say he played every single game and every single minute, that would be the best offense in the entire NBA, even more than the Denver Nuggets. And without him on the court, this offensive rating drops all the way down to 113.7. It is a noticeable drop-off. That 113.7 offensive rating would have them towards the bottom 10 in the NBA. The biggest thing though with Joel Embiid that we always know is that the injuries are gonna be with him forever. That's just what you get with Joel Embiid. He's officially missed more games in his career than he has played. That is a crazy thing to say considering that he was drafted in 2014. Yeah, that's a long time. A healthy Joel Embiid is a very scary player for any team to go up against. And there is nothing that you can say that will make me change my mind on that. Now, can he stay healthy? Who knows? Probably not. But I remain optimistic because I really like the Philadelphia 76ers, and although Joel Embiid pisses me off, I want him to be healthy. We also have to talk about Tyrese Maxey, the team's new best player. Maxey is up there with the top scorers in the NBA. He's averaging 28 points per game to go along with 7 assists on 46% from the field, 37% from 3, and 89% from the charity stripe, along with 2 steals per game, which is 5th in the NBA to go along with 4th in total steals across the entire season. The Philadelphia 76ers are obviously better when he's on the court. They are 4 points better. Tyrese Maxey's leadership that he's taken on this year has been very, very great to watch. His offensive polish has just come so far. He looks like a veteran out there, and although he was drafted back in, I believe it was 2020, he's looking more and more like a 10-year vet with every single game that he plays. Tyrese Maxey is also probably the best transition offensive player in the NBA. He's leading in terms of points per game amongst those who qualify. If anybody could qualify, he'd be second, only behind Giannis. But he averages 7.3 transition points per game, and he leads the entire NBA in terms of total transition points with 470 across the entire season. He's also having a very much improved season. He has kept the Philadelphia 76ers afloat while Joel Embiid and Paul George have been recovering from injuries and just waiting to come back from suspension. I love Tyrese Maxey. He's such a good player, and I think his ability to slow down and speed up in the blink of an eye is going to translate to the playoffs very, very well, and I cannot wait to see what he does in the postseason. Paul George has also been incredible lately. On the season, he's averaging 18 points per game on 44% from the field, 40% from 3, and 83% from the free throw line, along with also 2 steals per night. Ever since he's returned from his suspension, he has been absolutely rolling. He is averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 48% from the field, 47% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. And he has really bought into his third option role. And because of this, it has just really helped the Philadelphia 76ers be even scarier. And since his return, the Philadelphia 76ers have a record of 4-3, and this is a little bit, higgledy-piggledy, to say the least, because Joel Embiid has been in and out of the lineup, and 2 of those losses have come against the Detroit Pistons and the San Antonio Spurs. 2 very good teams. And then they beat the teams they were supposed to. They beat the Wizards, and they scored 153 points in that game, and Paul George had 39, but they also beat the rolling Charlotte Hornets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they are proving that they can win against some of the better teams in the NBA. And the cool thing about Paul George as well is that he is someone that is willing to just do everything. He's a great defender still, obviously not who he was back in OKC or even Indiana, but he's just been really, really solid. Paul George has been really fun to watch, and it's great. The Philadelphia 76ers are 6 points better per 100 possessions with him on the court, and he's also one of the league's premier corner 3-point shooters. He's shooting 50% on his corner threes. Paul George, incredible third option. The worst thing about Paul George, though, is that goddamn contract. He's getting paid like a superstar, and he's not a superstar anymore. But Paul George, get your bag, bro. Do what you gotta do. The last person that I want to really focus in on is VJ Edgecombe. The rookie from Baylor is having an incredible year, and in my opinion, he will finish 3rd in the Rookie of the Year race. He's averaging 16 points to go along with 5.6 boards and 4 assists, while also averaging 1.4 steals per contest. He's been really, really good, especially since March. He's upped his scoring to 18 points per game on 46% from the field, and in his last 9 games, he has bumped this up even more to 21 points per game. VJ Edgecombe is really starting to gain some confidence out there, and with all of his veterans and all of his leaders being out there and being healthy, this really helps him out and just makes him a lot more confident. He as well is a do-it-all player. He can seemingly do a little bit of everything. He's a solid defender. He's an incredible athlete. He's a pretty good shooter. He's great around the rim. VJ Edgecombe is going to be so damn good for so many years. Backcourt of Tyrese Maxey and VJ is going to be a very, very welcome thing to watch. I'm very excited for what VJ Edgecombe can potentially be. We know how well he started his rookie season. In the game against the Boston Celtics, where he set like 3 different records, crazy. But he did hit that wall. But recently, since March, he has been really, really stepping it up. VJ Edgecombe, how will he do in the playoffs? I don't know. I haven't seen him in the playoffs before, but hopefully he can be very, very solid alongside his teammates. Just a couple other real quick players that I want to shout out to. Kelly Oubre has been really, really solid. He's a great two-way option. He's an enforcer. He's a very streaky shooter, though. He can go crazy some games, and then he can just be kind of a non-factor in others. He's a solid defender. I said he's a good two-way player. That's exactly what he is. Quentin Grimes as well off the bench is one of the better six men in the league, and although he's not playing as well as he did last season, Q Grimes is still a scary sight to see coming off that bench. He's been really, really solid. Now, if the NBA playoffs were to start today, or the play-in started today, the Philadelphia 76ers are currently in the play-in tournament, where they would be facing the Orlando Magic for that 7 seed. And they will absolutely smoke the Orlando Magic because the Orlando Magic suck. So this would put them in the 2-7 matchup against the Boston Celtics. Now, I think, and this might be a hot take, I think that the Philadelphia 76ers actually could maybe win that series if everybody is healthy. Now, do I think that they are anywhere near close to being as a good team as the Boston Celtics? No. But I just think this year, the Philadelphia 76ers have played Boston really, really, really well. And although the Celtics haven't had Jason Tatum in these games against the Celtics, the Philadelphia 76ers haven't had Paul George or Joel Embiid either. And then with a healthy Joel Embiid, there is nobody on the Boston Celtics who can slow him down. Neemias Queta is a good player. He's very, very solid, but he's not good enough to slow down Embiid. There is absolutely no shot. And although Derek White is an incredible defender in himself, he's not quick enough to stay in front of Tyrese Maxey. There are just offensive weapons everywhere, all around the court for the Philadelphia 76ers when they are healthy. And I really do believe that the Boston Celtics will get a run for their money because Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Paul George, Joel Embiid.
Are you serious?
That would be such a good playoff series. And although I would still have Boston coming out of that series, I think it'll be a lot closer than a lot of you probably expect. Jason Tatum has looked a lot better recently, but he's still not quite looking like how he was pre-injury. Jaylen Brown's really, really good, but keep in mind as well, Kelly Oubre is a really good defender himself. Paul George can step into his own from time to time. It's going to be a really, really fun series, I think, that one. And if everything goes right for the Philadelphia 76ers in terms of health, like I said, I do see a world in which the Philadelphia 76ers could get out of that series. If I had to give it out of like 100% being they absolutely will, 0% being they're not, I would honestly give them about maybe a 25 to 30% chance of getting out of that first round. And that is a crazy thing to say. I get it. But it's possible, especially if they can stay healthy. And if they end up losing that first playing game and then having to go in the 8th seed to face the Detroit Pistons, yeah, I can see them beating Detroit as well. It's the exact same thing. And even though Detroit is a much more physical defense than the Boston Celtics, their offense is nowhere near the level of Boston's. So that will really be a case of defense versus offense. And depending on how Cade is, shout out Cade Cunningham, he's just come back today actually and is playing, who are they playing right now? They're currently versing the Milwaukee Bucks, who they are absolutely killing, by the way. And Cade's playing pretty well. So the Philadelphia 76ers can actually look pretty solid. They were playing really well against the San Antonio Spurs for a period of time until the Spurs ended up pulling away just recently. But yeah, there is potential behind this Philadelphia 76ers team. And if you are still doubting them because of anything other than injury, it's time to pull your head out your ass and not be a dickhead because the Philadelphia 76ers are extremely talented. You have a former MVP on the team who still plays at an elite offensive level. You have another all-NBA guy on the team. You have a Rookie of the Year candidate. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Philadelphia 76ers and what they can do in the NBA playoffs. Now, that will be all from me for this video about the Philadelphia 76ers. I want to know what you guys think about Philly and if you're concerned about them to do with anything other than injuries, because we know injuries are going to be what's going to hold them back at the end of the day. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching this video. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.